Now we're on to the fourth step in the DoView visual M&E planning approach, and this is developing M&E projects which will measure your indicators and answer your evaluation questions. What I've got here is two M&E projects. The first one is the project indicator monitoring. It's about measurement of your indicators, and the second project is just an example of an evaluation project, and it's about telephone interviews with employers' organisations. Let's look at the first of these, M&E Project 1, Project Indicator Monitoring. In this project, the method will be indicators will be collected and kept in a project indicator database. The timing of this project will be ongoing, and the project administrator will be the one who will do the work in this M&E project. And what you've got down the bottom is the indicators being measured: the number of meetings with employers' organisations, the number of stories in the national media, the time authorities take to act on complaints, and the number of convictions under child labour laws. The great thing about being in DoView is because the way it's structured is if we want to find where we're measuring this or why we're measuring this number of meetings with employer organisations, we can click up into our model, and you can see here within the DoView, you can see where that's positioned next to the box it's measuring. So we can use that to explain to stakeholders or organise for ourselves a clear idea of why we're measuring what we're measuring, and then put that underneath a particular project like this Project Indicator Monitoring project. We can now look at the second M&E project, telephone interviews with employers' organisations. Let's have a look at this. These will be telephone interviews with employers' organisations. They'll happen in November and December. An independent evaluator will do these, and we can see the evaluation questions being answered. For instance, how can we improve our work with employers' organisations? And did the project increase employers' awareness of child labour laws? Again, we can go up into the model and find where that particular evaluation question is positioned within the visual DoView. So we get a really clear picture of the evaluation questions we're answering with an evaluation project and exactly where they sit within that overall visual model of the program. Now within DoView, these are all free-form pages, and so we can move anything around we like. We could change all these headings down the side there. We can just use it as a way of organising all our M&E projects and know what question we're answering under each project and where that question sits within the visual DoView model. We're now on to the fifth and final step within the DoView M&E planning process, and this one is reporting back or dashboarding onto your visual DoView the results of your monitoring and evaluation. Let's have a little look at that for a moment. Here, if you remember, at this level, the green level within our model, we had the number of meetings with employers' organisations, and you can see we're reporting the results back there. 5 meetings were held with the employers' organisations. And that's an example of reporting back on an indicator. And exactly the same for evaluation questions. Here we have an example of how can we improve our work with employers' organisations, and we've got the results of that evaluation, suggestions for improvements in materials and an approach were acted on as a formative evaluation question. And now moving to the higher level of the model, we can immediately see that we can report back on an evaluation question here. Did the project increase employers' awareness of child labour laws? And the results from that evaluation were most employers' representatives interviewed said that they thought the child labour project had increased awareness amongst employers about the law. So you see how we're there reporting back directly onto the visual DoView the results from our monitoring and our evaluation. And of course you can do much more complicated things than this. We can include images of graphs we could put onto the page, and we could click out to pages where we actually, sometimes people show before and after pictures of the evaluation of measuring various things as part of that reporting on the evaluation. The main point about the fifth step in the DoView M&E visual planning approach is that it's all about using the visual model to report back results of the evaluation. So in summary, if you think the way we currently do M&E planning is too painful, Well, there is a better way of doing it, and the better way of doing it is to build a DoView visual M&E plan and to use it for every aspect of our monitoring and evaluation planning, but also to use it to control the implementation of our monitoring and evaluation work. And an area I haven't explored here is we can actually also use exactly the same DoView for the planning of the project, so we integrate planning with monitoring and evaluation if we wish. It's a faster, more agile, and communicates better to stakeholders what it is we're doing in regard to our M&E planning. Now, there's a lot of resources about this approach up on the DoView.com website, and there's also a LinkedIn community of practice where we'd really love to see you up asking questions or commenting on the approach and ways you may use it or be interested in using it for your own work.